Good morning, and thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word. I'm Barry Bryson, and thanking you for joining me on this second session of the new year. Today we're in Acts chapter 12 in our continuing study of the life and letters of the Apostle Peter. Acts chapter 12 contains the event in the book of Acts that for me blows me away, I think, more than any other, and it is the rescue of Peter from Herod's prison cell in Acts chapter 12. Amy Grant has a wonderful song, "Angels," off of the Straight Ahead album that is about this event that I've always loved. But this event is just so impressive to me. Peter's confidence. We know Peter. We know him to be a person who is not quiet. We know him to be a person who is intense in his personality. I mean, that's the Peter we come to know in the Gospels. But by this point, Peter is a man of calm, absolute calm. He's not stopped making mistakes, as we learned yesterday, right? But he's not stopped growing, and he's not stopped being heroic, which we'll see tomorrow. And he's not stopped being courageous, which we see today, because he has the courage of calm in this event. It's just an amazing event, and I just want you to focus on Peter in it. I'm going to read it from Acts chapter 12, beginning with verse 6. What's happened in verses 1 through 5 is that Herod has taken James, John's brother, Peter, James, and John, that James, and has killed him with the sword, probably beheaded him. And he saw that pleased the Jews. This is Herod Antipas, by the way. So he decides he's going to arrest Peter as well. This is during the Feast of Unleavened Bread. They took Peter, they put him in prison, delivering him to 4 squads of soldiers to guard him, intending after Passover to bring him out before the people. And Peter was kept in prison, but prayer for him was being made fervently by the church of God. So he's in jail, and he's about to be executed on the anniversary of the crucifixion, actually. So this is what's happening. Extra watches placed. Of course, these guys have been let out of prison before by angels. I don't know what extra guys are going to do. In fact, we find out not a thing, because this is what happens. On the very night when Herod was about to bring him forward, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers bound with 2 chains. And guards in front of the door were watching over the prison. And behold, an angel of the Lord suddenly appeared, and a great light shone in the cell. And he struck Peter's side and roused him from sleep, saying, "Get up quickly." And the chains fell off of his hands. And the angel said to him, "Gird yourself and put on your sandals." And he did so. And he said to him, "Wrap your cloak around you and follow me." And he went out and continued to follow, and didn't know what was being done by the angel, whether it was real. He thought he was seeing a vision. And when they had passed the first and second guard, they came out to the iron gate that led into the city, which opened for them all by itself. And he went out and went along one street, and immediately the angel was gone. And when Peter came to himself, he said, "Now I know for sure that the Lord has sent forth his angel and rescued me from the hand of Herod and from all that the Jewish people were expecting." And when he realized this, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, who was called Mark. This, of course, is the sister of Barnabas. And when he knocked on the door, a servant girl named Rhoda came to answer. When she recognized Peter's voice, because of her joy, she didn't open the gate, but ran and announced that Peter was standing at the front gate. And they said, "You're out of your mind." They kept insisting that this was so, but they kept saying, "No, it's his angel." I don't know what they meant by that. Peter continued knocking, and when they had opened the door, they saw him and were amazed. But he motioned them with his hand to be silent. He described to them how the Lord had led him out of the prison, and he said, "Report these things to James and the brethren." And he departed and went to another place. Such an amazing event. Peter is rescued from jail twice, of course, by the angels, but once with John earlier on. But then we have this major rescue from jail And Paul, we mentioned how Peter and Paul's stories balance. Paul in Acts 16, Paul and Silas are rescued by an angel as well, in pretty spectacular fashion. But what I want to think about is Paul. This is the night before his execution. He's in an uncomfortable position with chains on both hands, chained between two watchmen, and he's sleeping. He's not pacing. He's not up. He's not nervous. His blood pressure is not elevated. He is a man of complete calm. And so when the angel, the light fills the room, he's still not awake. The angel has to shake him to get him to poke him to get him to wake up. And Peter just does what he's told and thinks he's having a vision, and then when the angel's gone, he thought, whoa, this is real. So he just calmly walks over to Mary's house, knocks on the door. They can't believe it's him. And then calmly tells him what happened, and then said, go tell this to James, who's clearly now the leader of the church in Jerusalem. Tells this to James and the brethren, and then he went someplace else. Well, just the amount of courage that produces this calm. The fact that you know who you are, and you know to whom you belong, and you know that nothing can happen to you to change any of that. And that no matter what they think they can do to you, they don't have any power over you. And they can't take away from you the things that Jesus has given to you. I mean, that's just all there. It has to be there for him to be asleep that night when the angel came into that room. Well, thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes. We're going to be in Acts 15 tomorrow. And we're going to see Peter make his last appearance in the book of Acts. And it's an important one. Thank you.